Yes, I'm Cat Light Dixon. I'm the Drama Light Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all fades to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, I'm coming through today. This is May the 5th, 2025. Um, Yeah, so I'm just coming through because I haven't been on my YouTube in a minute. Um, just an update with the health challenges I have been going through. I do have a playlist. Is it its own playlist? I don't know. Whatever. I have several videos about um, the issues I went through a couple of months back. Um, I believe God spared my life. Like the more and more I look over this and research and realize that many people do not survive um, what I survived. And now it's got me like really just wanting to focus in on what God has me here for, right? Because um, it just puts into perspective how short our time is here. And once you know that you could have been up out of here, you feel like you're on borrowed time, which we're on borrowed time anyway. But, you know, um, speaking that, today, 9 years ago, is actually the last day that I spent with my mother. Didn't know that that was her last day, but it was her last day on earth because May the 6th, bright and early, and it was such, oh my gosh, if you could just see that sunrise, it was so glorious that day. I'm a sunset photographer. I don't get up early enough to do the sunrise, which I always said I wanted to, but I never get up like that. I'm a night owl. But that sunrise was so beautiful. But I did not take a picture of it because I said I never wanted to remember this day. But said all that to say that we are all here, um, and our life is but a flame, right? And the time that I am here, I want to make a difference in this world, whatever way that God created me to make that difference. So yeah. So I'm about to go to the library. I'm going to journal. I'm going to write down some new plans and try to get myself kind of back on track. I did some heavy meditating and praying before I even left the house because I don't trust myself out here by myself, girl. I need GPS and God, and I don't know what the PS stand for, but God is my GPS. He leads me and guides me. And he did the same thing through this health challenge, which is why I'm still here because there's so many wrong turns I made, but or turns I made that I didn't know why I was making them, but it was being led by God, right? So I did follow up with my endocrinologist, and that appointment I believe was last week. This is the first Monday that I'm actually having free without appointments. Like that, I have been bombarded with appointments ever since um, this issue with ketoacidosis. But I had never been to the doctor that much. Like, oh my gosh. And I still have to do mammogram, and I still have to do the dentist. And I'm still waiting on my contact. My eye changed due to all of this. So I'm still waiting on my contact. My eye is so sensitive. That's why I got my shades on. I am legally blind, but my eye is doing some different stuff since I got out the hospital. So but back to the endocrinologist. She was like, "You're definitely now." They were doing a C peptide, I believe, test, and they had some other tests. My A1C is still high, but the reason it's like a false high, and it's because A1C goes over 3 months. So when I was in ketoacidosis, which was basically in December, so December to January, January to February, February to March, that is 3 months. So January broke, and I went to do my annual physical, and that's when they seen that my A1C was off the charts at 14. Um, and the doctor kind of sent me home, and end up a couple days later, I end up in the hospital with ketoacidosis. Okay, so upon getting out the hospital, I was released with insulin, and my sugar numbers drastically dropped. Like it seemed like each week after being out the hospital, it would go lower and lower and lower. Um, so now my average range of sugars is basically within, it'll be 90 to 100, 115. It's rarely higher than that. Um, this morning now it was 120. Um, but I think that's because I was out with the kids last night, and I just had some pizza because we was out at the Disney property. So you don't always tame your eating when you're out and about or whatever. But I believe that's why that's kind of a high sugar for me in the morning of the 120. So my sugars have been doing really good. I had another A1C done about a month ago, and it came back that it is 11.4. So, because 11.4 sounds high as heck, but it's because it's an average over 3 months. And for two of those months, so that means the January would have fell off, the December to January, right? But then you still have the January to February, February to March, and now March to April. So March to April was the month where my sugars were really good. Before that, I was in ketoacidosis, so of course my sugars were high. So it's averaging two extremely high sugars with 1 month of good sugars. So that's why my A1C is still high. I do also think that is why they want me to be on something. With the test coming back and the C peptide, she was like, "You're still making insulin, so I really don't think you need the insulin like that. We just want to get you on some medicine." Now, I have a thing against medicine. I don't want to be on insulin. I don't want to be on the medicine. But now, researching more and more about medicine, and then my mother's passing, um, one of those medicines caused her side effects that then caused her to have the outpatient surgery. And then the outpatient surgery was botched and caused her to pass. So it's like that medicine is a nightmare for me. So they're trying to find out like what medicine I could take. But in my mind, I don't want none of that medicine. I don't want that stuff. Just let me continue with my diet. Let me continue with my exercise, and whatever I'm doing, like the nurse practitioner said, she's like, whatever you're doing, it's working. Like you're literally doing good, and it's not just us. It's not just your medicine, because we have people that have the medicine. We prescribe to them, and they don't do so good. So it's actually you taking upon yourself to make lifestyle changes and stuff like that. But I honestly, I'm not one for medicines like that. Like even with my I have several herniated discs, and I'd be like in excruciating pain, and I've had carpal tunnel like for more than half my life, which has really ruined my career. But the first thing they prescribe you is like steroids, and I was like, the moment I took it one time, like I immediately just, yeah, I couldn't, my body could not handle it, and I never went that route again, trying to take medicine to alleviate my pain like that. So I'm not a medicine person. So I honestly just want to keep whatever I'm doing. And then when we get into the 2 months, um, 2 more months pass and we got an accurate A1C, then we can see where we're at. But yeah, so, oh, and then what she ended up telling me, the biggest thing was there's like, I don't really believe you're type 1 diabetic, though the ketoacidosis is kind of rare in type 2. We really don't believe you're type 1 because had you been type 1, we don't see you surviving getting off that plane back in December when I was in DKA on a plane. Like, literally, it was crazy. But she was like, I don't foresee you surviving that. So I really think you're type 2. And then they went into ethnic background. The endocrinologist was like, honestly, with your ethnic background, usually it would be type 2. But we're just going to test just to make sure because there are some people that develop type 1 diabetes late in life. So that's what we were waiting on, the C peptide. I get there and the lady is like, oh, I don't have any of your blood work. I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you know how long I waited on this appointment? I'm fighting sometimes to keep my sugar up. And I just want to really just be done with all this stuff. So I want to know. And she finds out where I did the blood work, so she's able to pull it out the database. Because I'm like, do you want me to call? Because literally, the primary doctor, well, the nurse practitioner, had already gave me my A1C, so I know y'all have the blood work. And she's like, no, no, like, well, she kept skipping over the questions. She didn't answer whether she wanted me to call and see if they could fax it over or whatever they can do. So finally, she's like, I wonder if this company did. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know that company did the blood work because when my blood work went missing, which is why I had to do more blood work, so they could have caught the ketoacidosis a whole month earlier had they not lost my blood work. But I know who the company is because the doctor's office said it's not them, it's the company that actually processed the blood work, is why your blood work is missing. So I knew who the company was because of prior error with the company. So she looks in their database and she's like, okay, so you have something that we call, and I can't remember exactly what she said. That's why I really need to get back to her to get the words again so that I can further investigate, like further like get knowledge. When I learn something, I want to deeply investigate and try to figure this out. So she was saying that you are 1.5 diabetic. What's a 1.5 diabetic? I ain't never heard none. What the heck? I ain't never heard of no 1.5. I've heard type 1 diabetic, type 2. She says I'm a 1.5 diabetic. And she explained it, but I really can't remember them words and how she explained it. So now I got to figure all this out, being a 1.5 diabetic. All right, guys. Matter of fact, I better give her a call now. All right, it's your girl Cadillac.